I should say this. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is about my daily life as a person who's aroace, aromantic, asexual, and to be more specific about where I stand on the spectrum, because you know it's a spectrum of things. Sexuality is a spectrum. I would consider myself gray sexual and very aromantic. I am romance repulsed. To finally start the video, the first topic is a life without dating. I don't have to stress about looking attractive or going out somewhere. Make sure I'm looking good, because like, what if the one is out there and I meet them and I'm not looking good? You know, I totally understand that, but I'm not worrying about that ever. I'm never going out trying to look attractive because I'm trying to score or find someone to date. I try to look good too, but it's just because I want people to think I look good. But other than that, I'm not trying to look good because I want someone to date me or I'm trying to catch someone's attention. Like, nothing like that. Another thing, not stressed or upset about the fact that I'm single. I like it and I can't imagine living any other way, you know? And that's definitely more the aromantic side of me. A lot of times I don't say that I'm aromantic or asexual. Sometimes I just say, oh, I don't date people, or I'm not into relationships, or I'm not into dating. And a lot of times that confuses people. It can become tiresome to keep explaining to people who don't understand at all about not dating or not being interested in dating, not being interested in relationships or interested, and you know, they just can't imagine it, or they're extremely close-minded and they just refuse to believe what I'm saying. They're just like, no, it's because people don't like you and you're not attractive. It's just not true. It's not because people don't like me or I'm not attractive. Like, obviously that's a lie. I'm very hot with a very hot personality. I'm just not interested in being anything beyond friendship with people. And yeah, a lot of people just can't comprehend, like most people, because you know it's kind of rare-ish to be aroace, like especially aroace. Usually people are either aromantic or asexual, but to be both, there's not a lot of people. But yeah, I want to be forever single, and the idea of that sounds lovely to me. And that sounds crazy to a lot of people, which is kind of funny, but it's also like, yeah, I could understand why you would think that, but that's just my life. I like being single. I like it. I love it. I prefer my life this way. This is like the best life to me. I don't know. I can't imagine living any other way. So the next topic is a life where I never want to get married or have a family of my own, like have kids and stuff. I know as I get older, there's gonna be like a lot more people, like as you get older and older, a lot more people is gonna be like, hey, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? Why don't you at least have somebody? That's just not for me. There's definitely aroace people, you know, who would want to get married, who would want to have kids. It's all just a personal preference for me. Like, I can never properly imagine myself being a parent or being married. I just can't like imagine it. I can kind of imagine having kids, you know, kinda vaguely, but every time I imagine myself having kids, I always imagine myself as a single parent, which I don't know why. And that's just, you know, another thing. How much I don't plan on getting married. Like, even I would rather think of the possibility of having kids before imagine the possibility of being married. And you know, even if I adopt, kids are a huge, massive, incredible responsibility, and I don't want that responsibility. I don't want the responsibility of bringing them to school, making sure they're alive, because that is very stressful. Very stressful. You know, there's more to it than parenting and bringing them to school and make sure they get their go-gurts. And I am incredibly content with being an aunt, a nanny, grandpa, I don't know. Like, I'm completely happy with those roles. I like to babysit kids that I can eventually get rid of. To the last point, a life where I most likely will never have a partner. And by that, I kind of see that as different from like being married. So I don't mean partner in a way of like married. I just mean like someone I'm with, basically, a partner. A partner in crime or killing. Anyways, the idea of having a partner very rarely crosses my mind. Like from rare to not happening at all. Because I don't think about relationships at all. It's like there's like no desire for it. I'm somewhat open to having friendships that are like a QPR, or they are a QPR, like kind of open to it. I'm open to flirty friendships, playfully flirty, or just flirty in general. Just friendships that kind of pushes the boundaries of friendships a little bit. But I will definitely always see them as a friend, no matter what, because I'm gray sexual. My gray sexual side, whatever, would do its thing. But my aromantic side will always be there. Like basically to me, when things kind of stop being friends is if one or both of you are having romantic feelings involved. Whatever the case, I don't really know. I'm dumb. No, I'm not. I'm very smart and sexy. When it really first sank in that I'm probably never gonna have a partner or never really be in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, like just never having like a partner, it kind of broke me at first. I thought it meant that I was gonna be damned to loneliness, and I thought that it meant I was gonna be alone, like completely alone. I thought that never wanting or never being in a relationship was a bad thing, because that's what everybody else made me believe, or that's how everybody acts like aromantic or asexual people, where they're not getting any, that's like the worst thing in the world to them. For most people, some people are like okay with it, but I'm talking about the people who are not okay with being single. It seems like it's the end of the world for them. And I was like, oh my gosh, it must be the end of the world for me too. I eventually realized, hey, it's okay to not want to be in a relationship. And that goes for aromantic, asexual people, but that also goes for people in general who are aroace. Because sometimes people just want to be single. People shouldn't feel sad or bad about being single. Like, if people enjoy it, let them enjoy it. If I truly enjoy being single and not having a partner and not having a relationship, then I should be good with that, I should be okay with that if I'm truly happy being alone. So like, why be sad about being aroace if I like it? I should be allowed to like being single. I don't even like calling myself single, because I'm single, but single makes it sound like I want to date, but I'm just not. I don't know. It just always feels weird to call myself single, especially when I go on apps where I'm trying to find friends or something, and I have to put like my status on where I am, and putting single always feels weird to me, because I'm like, I'm aroace, but single makes me feel like people would think I'm looking for someone to date, especially if they don't know what aroace is. Does anyone else feel that way? So yeah, it doesn't mean I have to be like being aroace doesn't mean I have to be completely alone. It just means like I will still have family, I will still have friends, and I'm good with that. That's really all I need, and that's really all I want. And eventually I came to accepting being aroace and being happy with it and being comfortable in it. I can still absolutely live a fulfilling and happy life without a relationship. And saying that sounds like a duh. Of course you can live a happy and fulfilling life without a relationship, girl boss. But when people think of it in an aroace way, they're like, what? No, you can't. You can't be happy like that. But if I say it in a girl boss way, it's like, yeah, you don't need nobody. But yeah, I don't need a relationship. I don't need to be married, and I don't need kids to be happy and live a fulfilling life. And a lot of people they want that. You know, they feel like they can't live a happy, fulfilling life without a relationship, without being married, and without kids, and good on them. But I don't want that for me. Thank you. Also made a video about becoming happy and comfortable and all that being aroace, so watch that. I also have other aroace videos. I also have videos where I'm not talking about aroace stuff. That's it. That's my 3 topics. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. You know, definitely leave a comment and talk about, you know, your experiences and how being aroace is like in your life. You know, like, what is it like for you? Tell me. And, you know, just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. And just comment because I said so. Definitely like this video, because if you don't, I'm gonna punch you in your leg in a dream. Subscribe, obviously. Whatever. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.